G'day, Brady.
Hi, Josh.
Thanks for agreeing to be interviewed and have a chat about the relevance and importance of proper exercise and diet for those living with disability.
Thanks, Josh. I really appreciate you having me.
It's excellent. So, Brady, I'm going to start with exercise because that's quite. I've done a session on exercise before with my PT,
Mhm.
but that is something that's quite important to me.
Mhm.
As diet is, but exercise is something that I feel I can get a lot more out of myself.
Mhm.
But I'm sure you have a feeling around that. Can you explain what you feel, what you think, and how you feel about exercise with disability and the relevance of maintaining a healthy, I suppose, body or ongoing exercise ability, and what does it do to your body? How does it actually improve your not only being physically fit, but how does it actually improve your ongoing progression and whatnot?
I like the word you use there, ability. I think exercise really comes back to maintaining or improving your ability. Ability to do what? Well, it could be a number of things. It may actually not be necessarily what everybody else thinks you should be doing exercise for. It's what you feel you should be doing exercise for because you know your body best.
Yeah.
You know what you want to get out of your body. What is it? Is it you want to transfer better? Is it you want to be able to eat dinner with the family easier? Is it you want to have more endurance so you can get more out of your day? Really, exercise is specific to you, and we can't really compare ourselves to everybody else because we're really looking at our own abilities and going, well, for my ability, I would like to be able to do this. You know what? Bam, that's your reason for exercise. But you need to look inside. You need to look at your lifestyle. You need to look at what you're doing and go, what part of what I'm doing would I like to improve or like to work a little bit more on? And so it could be, carrying the shopping. You'd like to just be able to carry an extra bag of shopping so you don't have to do so many trips from the car. Or it could be improving your hand-eye coordination so you can get dinner prepared easier. Or it could be, having enough strength to be able to pick up your child. Whatever that reason is, I think it's about improving your ability and finding out, okay, what abilities do I want to improve or maintain in my own physical realm and physical part of my health. So I think when we look at exercise, we really have to apply it back to that. And that is the key. Not what other people think we should be exercising for,
Yep.
why we think we should be exercising.
Can I throw in another word to the mix?
Oh, here we go. Throw it in.
Inflammation.
Okay.
How
Okay.
does exercise reduce? I live with an autoinflammatory disability.
Mm-hmm.
Many people I know that follow our side do live with that form of disability. How does exercise actually reduce inflammation, or how does it have the potential to reduce the ongoing progression of disability?
Yeah. Inflammation. So not inflammation. Josh is talking about inflammation. INFLAMMATION. What's really interesting is after exercise, there is actually some acute inflammatory processes that do occur. Why? It's because when we exercise, we actually want to damage the muscle a little bit. We want to be able to make a little tear in the muscle for the body to go, whoa, whoa. Josh has just been doing some bicep curls, and there's a little tear that we need to go patch it up. So the body patches that little area up and makes it stronger. But if there's not a really acute small bout of inflammation there at that point in time, that little bit of damage, then the body doesn't have enough signaling to be able to improve that area. So actually, in the short term, a little bit of inflammation isn't a bad thing for our body. But chronic inflammatory markers and things that aren't going well within our lifestyle, that can have a long-term effect, which is more deleterious, I suppose, or negative towards our overall health. And many things impact inflammation. But when we break it down, it's not only exercise, but also diet and
Yep.
nutrition that's going to make a significant difference to inflammatory markers in our body. Stress is also another one that's going to make an impact. And it's how we combine all these factors together to be able to get the best, I suppose, maintenance or reduction of inflammation, because it's not necessarily that we want our body to have no inflammation. As I just said before, we need a little bit, But how do we balance that, and how do we manage and maintain so our body can be the best version of itself that it can be?
So that does tie in then, as you said, with the dietitian or the food choices you may make. Now, my background is nursing, and I worked in cardiac care.
Mhm.
So I saw firsthand what a good diet actually does to the coronary arteries of the heart,
Mhm.
how it actually reduces the atherosclerotic lesions in the heart. So uh, the way a person has a heart attack reduces that, which is very relevant. But now taking it to disability, how does diet reduce inflammation? And why is it so important to not go eating fast food and the seed oils or the high sugar, the high fructose corn syrup diets? Why is that relevant?
What I think's really interesting here is whether we have a disability, don't have a disability, nutrition is for everybody. Nutrition is about figuring out ways that we can get the best out of our lifestyle, best out of our bodies. And when we're looking at inflammatory markers or inflammation when we have a disability,
Yeah.
sometimes we might be experiencing sore knees
Mm.
or sore back or sore elbows, or we might not necessarily be feeling 100%, or we might be experiencing certain fluid retention or inflammation within our body. And I think what's really important to understand is nutrition can have a direct impact on how your body feels, a direct impact on how your knees feel, a direct impact on your hips and back. Yes, movement, physical movement, rehabilitation, and exercise is also going to have a significant impact. But all together, they can make a real change. Now, when we're talking about good food and good nutrition, once again, I think it comes down to each of us individually. Some of us might have been raised on fast food, and it may take a little bit of time to remove that as part of your lifestyle.
Mm.
That's okay. You just got to practice. You practice doing little bits here, little bits there, then all of a sudden you'll find you'll develop a repertoire of recipes or snack options that you'll be able to use as part of your regular lifestyle that'll start to feed and nourish your body. Why are we trying to feed and nourish our body? To improve our cellular health. If our cells can improve their health and our cells are always turning over, we can keep improving our cells' health and our health, and it keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going until all those less healthy cells can regenerate into new cells. Now, I don't want to get into regenerative medicine or anything like that. I need to talk a little bit more simplistically here. But at the end of the day, if we feed and nourish our body, we're going to be healthier. Our cells are going to be healthier. We're going to feel better. We're going to feel like we have more energy. And as a result, we're going to be able to do more. We do more, we get fitter, we get stronger, we get happier, we get healthier. It's like this constant positive revolving circle. So
Yeah.
beautiful. But anyway, you know what that's like, Josh. You live and breathe it, mate.
So I do know people that live with a disability often will complain about feeling cloudy or feeling like they cannot think as they used to think. And I feel this some days myself. I like to be sharp as a tack. I know some days I'm not sharp as a tack. I'm pretty blunt. Good diet, good exercise. Will that help me to feel sharper? Will that help my not only mood, but will that help my thinking ability?
Yeah, sure. I think when we look at our energy levels or how well we're feeling, there's a few things that are going to impact that. We need to first look at our sleep, look at our sleep hygiene and sleep patterning, and then we can look at our activity, our exercise, and our diet, and our other lifestyle related factors to make sure that we are doing the best that we can all around for our health. So if you've looked at your sleep and everything's good there, from a nutrition and activity point of view, if you're working your body what we call submaximally or just below its threshold, so we're not fatiguing ourselves too significantly so we can't get on with the rest of the day, then what we're doing is we're improving our fitness, we're improving our muscle resilience and our capacity. And from that, you're going to start to feel really good in what you can achieve for the day. But without good nutrition backing it up, you're probably still going to get energy drops. And this is where it becomes really important to look at your protein for the day. Is there protein regularity? Is there sufficiency? And is that protein at the right points of the day based around your most active parts? If you're not doing that, somebody like a dietitian or a sports dietitian may be able to help you to figure out, okay, how do we put that regular activity in, that regular protein in to support the activity you're doing so you can get fitter, stronger. And then from there, you need to look at, okay, am I meeting my nutrient needs? Am I getting my vitamins, my minerals, my antioxidants, which are not only going to have impacts on inflammation within the body, but also impacts to make sure our cells and our organs in our body gets all the nutrient requirements it needs to be able to make you sharp as a tack, to make you feel like you're just bursting out of your skin. And what's really interesting is a significant portion of the population do have some nutrient deficiencies without even knowing until they see a doctor or a dietitian and we go, oh, we're a little bit worried that you're not getting enough of this. And then all of a sudden, it can be a quick turnaround to be able to start feeling good again. But you just need to be strategic sometimes, find out what's not quite going right, flip it around, do the right thing, and then you'll see the results.
So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not a lot of point in just exercising without a dietary change or adaptation. Again, there's probably not a lot of point in making huge dietary changes without a bit of exercise. It's playing them as a parcel.
I think that's beautiful. And I think you nailed it. Because if I'm seeing a client and let's say they're in a wheelchair and they're chair bound all day, and they're like, oh, is it even going to be worth it me doing some upper body exercises? Like, I can't move my legs. Does it even matter? Well, yes, it does. Because our arms are going to help us transfer. Our arms are going to help us do everything. But if we don't eat well to be able to get the protein after those sessions, where's the body going to build its muscle from? You can't build muscle out of thin air. You need building blocks. It's like a bricklayer trying to build a brick wall. If there's no bricks, how's he going to build the brick wall? So you can train all you want, but if you're not putting the bricks in there, and in this conversation, we're talking about amino acids, which are the building blocks to build muscle. If we're not fueling that after our session, how's the body supposed to get stronger and fitter and healthier? So you can see, you kind of can't do one without the other. And same thing with nutrition. You can't just eat perfectly healthy and think that everything's going to be okay. We need to be able to move. Movement is part of our DNA. Whether it's moving your neck around just to be able to look or blink your eyes or move your hands, it doesn't matter. Movement is part of what we do. And whatever movement means for you and your specific ability, it's about maximizing it, maintaining it. And nutrition can help you do that.
Excellent. Brady, you've been my exercise physiologist and dietitian for a number of years now. And I'm very pleased about that. It's really helped me on the journey to keep somewhat able-bodied to live the life I want to live. I do just want to put a shout out to your business, Healthy Lifestyles Australia, and thank you for the time you've taken in talking to the disability community. And there's a lot of relevance in keeping us fit and healthy from a dietary and exercise point of view. Anything you want to add?
No, Josh, I just really want to acknowledge you, mate. I've worked with a lot of clients over the years, and Josh certainly practices what he preaches. Training during the week, doing his exercises, eating good nutrition, making sure he's keeping himself fit and healthy. And that's not only impacted his day-to-day life in terms of his business and his charitable, work, but also impacts the way that he interacts with his family. So I want to acknowledge you, mate, because
Thanks, mate.
I can see it's making a big difference to you. And I just really want to say, great work, mate. And keep it up.
We will, and we'll continue on this path.
And you know what? If Josh is doing it, and you're out there going like, yeah, I know I need to be more active and do more things, or I know I need to change my food. Don't think that you need to do everything perfectly. Perfection is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for, as I said before, is figuring out what's right for you, reflecting on your own journey and going, you know what, I can put that time aside to maybe do those activities or movements or exercises once a week. For somebody else, it might be 5 times a week. With your food, it might just be making that small change to say, well, hey, rather than eating all this deep fried, saturated, fatty, horrible stuff and going out to fast food chains all the time, maybe I can work with myself and my family or my carers or my support staff to be able to go, well, how do we start making inroads and changes to what we're doing? And it might just be small changes to begin with. But through the right support, whether it's your carers or support team or your family or a dietitian or somebody else in your care team, that's where you're going to start to get traction, to start to peg yourself forward to go, okay, now what can we do? Now what can we do? And you'll know when you get to where you want to be, because you'll be happy. And then it's about maintenance. It's not always just about doing more to get better. It's just about figuring out what's right for me and what's right for me on my journey.
Excellent. Thank you, Brady.
Thanks, mate.
Good evening, mate.
Thanks, Josh.
Have a good day.